Creatures of the night, East Houston Street pulse beneath my boots, its cracked pavement slick with spilled beer and midnight drizzle, the neon glow of bodegas and dive bars shattering into jagged prisms. New York City, 1992, sprawled like a wounded colossus, its skyline a thief of stars. The Chrysler Building's Art Deco crown a faint shimmer, the Empire State Spire piercing smog-choked clouds. The air thrummed with chaos. Horns wailed like gutted beasts, punks slurred curses outside a bodega, their voices raw as shattered glass. Sirens keened, weaving through the subway's subterranean growl, shaking the earth like a stirring leviathan. Steam slithered from manholes, coiling like specters, while garbage, diesel, and roasted chestnuts fused into a stench of urban decay that clung to my skin. Alleys beckoned, their shadows alive with the glint of rats' eyes, graffiti scrawled walls whispering secrets in bleeding ink. The city's pulse drove me, a restless writer, a philosopher of shadows, chasing meaning in its neon veins, toward the bank. The club loomed on East Houston, a 19th century vault reborn as a Gothic manor, its soot-scarred stucco walls and iron-grated windows black as despair. Crimson neon hissed above, pulsing like a vein, drawing a throng of Goths in black lace corsets, cyber bodices, and creepers, some bearing prosthetic fangs in vampire play, others spilling onto the street, their dance a ritual under the city's glare. The bank was legend, its Albion Saturdays and Realm Fridays packed with vampiric subcultures. Once hosting the raw early gigs of Nine Inch Nails, even Madonna's fleeting shadow. The doorman, a leather-clad specter with eyes like burning coals, rasped, "You're in," his voice grinding gravel as the iron gate groaned, exhaling a chill of old stone and forbidden rites. Inside, the bank was a cathedral of shadows, its stucco arches pulsing with strobe lights like a dying heart. Black velvet curtains, heavy as sin, brushed my shoulders, sending shivers down my spine. Cobwebs clung to corners, trembling with phantom whispers, while sigils etched into the walls writhed under my gaze, hinting at truths older than time. The air was thick, cloves, leather, sweat, and a metallic tang, like blood long spilled, choking my lungs. Smoke curled low, a graveyard mist redolent of unearthed crypts, swirling around boots and creepers. The crowd surged, a 1990s goth legion in fishnets and leather, their black lipstick and pale skin gleaming, some swaying with fangs, others dancing on the balcony like shades, summoned for one night. Women in cyber bodices and torn fishnets move with predatory grace, their back-combed hair streaked crimson or violet, Dr. Martin's boots, yellow-stitched, scuffed, thudding to the beat, a hymn to the night's defiance. The DJ, a gaunt figure wreathed in crimson light, spun tracks like a necromancer, hands weaving over turntables. 9-inch Nails closer erupted, its industrial grind slicing through my chest, a primal pulse shaking the stucco walls. Sisters of Mercy's This Corrosion followed, its soaring vocals igniting a fevered dance, bodies swaying like acolytes in a forbidden rite. Candles flickered in rusted sconces, their glow staining an oak bar carved with glyphs, arcane, pulsing, older than the city itself. Clouded mirrors reflected twisted faces, mine, yet not mine, warped by unseen malice, stirring a dread I couldn't name. A chandelier dangled above, its crystals chiming a dirge, resonating in my bones like an unanswered question. I wandered, my mind a labyrinth, seeking truth in shadows. The strobe lights tricked my eyes, making the club's walls seem alive, their shadows animated with dark sentience. My pen, heavy with unwritten words, trembled in my pocket. What was love? A balance between lust and despair, or a divine spark glimpsed in darkness? The city's chaos had driven me here, a restless soul probing its own edges, drawn to the bank's promise of answers in its neon pulse. Yet I sensed a presence, something foreign, fearful, yet curious. Another consciousness watched, sharper than the crowd's gaze, pricking my skin, raising hairs. I felt her magnetic ancient presence before I saw her, her unseen eyes await on my soul. In a shadowed alcove, an old woman sat, cloaked in tattered velvet, her gnarled fingers shuffling tarot cards, silver rings glinting like crescent moons. Her presence pressed heavy, a storm's weight, but it was her gaze, unseen, ravenous, that pinned me. I sat, her rheumy eyes locking onto mine as she dealt. The tower, shattered by chaos, the lovers blackened by fate, the moon veiled in deceit, the death, its skeletal grin of verdict. "Your end begins," she croaked, her voice like dry leaves, but a chill froze her, the air thickening with menace. From the shadows she materialized, a wraith of mist and myth, her form a hymn to the night's cruel beauty. Her eyes were kohl-rimmed voids, portals to an ancient abyss, glinting with hunger older than the city's stones. Milk-white skin glowed, stretched taut over cheekbones like daggers, framed by long black hair cascading like a raven's wing. Black lipstick clung to lips that parted, revealing a white smile sharp with predatory promise. A black lace corset hugged her curves, its edges biting her flesh like a lover's teeth, fishnets weaving a web up her thighs, a leather skirt trailing like a shroud. Her Dr. Martens boots, scuffed with yellow stitching, thudded defiantly, grounding her mythic grace. She leaned over the table, fingers snatching the death card, her voice a velvet blade. You'll taste it later. In one seductive motion, she slipped the death card between her leather skirt and her abdomen, libidinously downward, fingers lingering, her fingernails, beautiful, formidably sharp like talons, igniting my veins. Her gaze held mine, a challenge to my soul, and she beckoned to the dance floor. I followed, drawn like a moth to a flame, our bodies meeting amidst the throng swaying to Closer's primal grind. Her touch was ice seeping through my shirt, chilling my chest, her pulse a faint, glacial thrum from some subterranean vault. Her nails traced my jaw, sharp as thorns, leaving trails of fire and frost, my blood pounding like a heart seeking truth. The music chained us, her breath a winter's gust against my ear, redolent of iron and frost, stirring memories I didn't own. You feel it, she murmured, her black lips curving, her hair brushing my face, a hunger older than time. She was a paradox, selfless love cloaked in predation, a divine spark in darkness, lifting my soul toward something eternal. What? I asked, my voice trembling with innocent curiosity. Unavoidable and inescapable, she replied, her attractiveness sending chills through my skin, a seductive energy urging me to embrace her, lest my flesh tear itself from my bones, longing to press against her embodiment of undying femininity, connecting my mortal nature to immortality. What? I asked a second time. She whispered in my ear, your destiny. What was this love, I wondered, as her cold fingers gripped mine? A virtue, the mean between obsession and apathy, or a shadow of divine truth glimpsed in her magnetic eyes? My life scribbled pages, endless questions, had led me to the bank's stucco heart, where answers danced in her shadow. Yet dread gnawed at me, a whisper of loss, as if loving her meant surrendering my soul's last light, a choice that could never be undone. The bank's walls dissolved as we slipped out, East Houston swallowing us. The street roared, a vendor's chiselled smoke curling like wraiths, punks shouted, raw-voiced. The subway shook the earth, a titan stir. The East River shimmered, black oil under neon, rippling with unseen hands. We moved toward the Williamsburg Bridge, its steel arches a leviathan's ribs, cables keening a dirge in the wind, mourning forgotten sins. She seized my wrist, her strength a quiet storm, her eyes burning with a lust to remake me. With a sudden gust, she pulled me skyward, levitating us through screaming winds to a balcony on the bridge's first tower, the city falling away like a discarded dream. Steel chilled my feet, the night a banshee's wail around us. Below, the Empire State spire pierced the sky, Chrysler's crown a fading ember, their lights bleeding into the river like a cathedral's stained glass, crimson and fractured. My hands trembled, untying her corset's laces, unraveling a spell. Her skin gleamed ivory kissed by starlight, cold and firm, black lace teasing beneath. My lips grazed her, tasting salt and frost, her moan a hymn shattering the night, a chorus of lost souls rising skyward. Her nails raked my back, blood mingling with her chill, our bodies pressed, my heat clashing with her ice. Her lips teased my throat, promising eternity. Take it, she whispered, her voice a velvet abyss, and I bared my soul, my mind racing, love, a truth glimpsed in shadow, yet its cost was my mortal self. She knelt on the balcony, her magnetic eyes, fathomless, burning with a lust to devour empires, locked on mine. Her fingers freed me, her touch a blade, icy against my pulse. Her black lips, wet and cold, closed around me, a slow dance, ruinous and divine. I jolted, pleasure and pain spiking as her fangs grazed, then bit, her teeth sinking deep with exquisite precision. Blood flooded her mouth, my essence a dark wine she savored, and I trembled in frigid ecstasy, my vision fracturing stars, then not stars, but ancient eyes watching from beyond. She rose, lips crimson, and kissed me, her mouth a flood of my own coppery warmth, intimate, profane, a ritual binding us. Her lips slid to my neck, her breath frost kissed. Forever, she murmured, and her fangs pierced, merciless. My heart stuttered, warmth draining, the world collapsing into a void where only her whisper lingered. I woke, her face a beacon in the abyss, her eyes tender, cruel, her white smile a vow of torment and grace. My senses flared. It was still night, a garbage truck's clatter on East Houston, rust and rain in the air, the city's pulse my own. I hungered, electric, tasting decay, desire eternity, bound to her by a chain forged in blood. Her love, was it selfless, divine, or selfishly wicked? I was now bound to her for eternity, two undead lovers, a danger New York City's nightlife of clubs, exotic restaurants, and live music. Would I tire of it, the endless dancing, drinking, partying, the culture and excitement of the city? More profoundly, would I tire of her, this ancient being? Where had she been? What had she done? Would her stories hold my interest? Would I tire of loving her? The question overwhelmed me. By turning me, had she sentenced me to hell or heaven? Would I ever see God or know heaven? The truth eluded me, my scribbled pages a testimony to this macabre romance, this morbid marriage etched in my veins. We leapt, the wind a lover's embrace, landing as shadows on the street, gravity's thrall broken. East Houston roared, a street preacher's cries lost to a club's thump, a rat's eyes like hers in the alley's gloom, whiskey-soaked air stinging my lungs. Her touch burned, her Dr. Martens thudding with yellow-stitched defiance, her hair a raven's wing in neon's glow. The city's light bathed us, neon and sodium weaving a tapestry of decadence, our footsteps silent as the grave, our love a chain, a curse, a crown, burned with a star's ferocity. Was it selfless and eternal, or selfish and eternal? A philosopher's truth consumed in perpetual shadow, enough to drive a finite mind into never-ending madness. I had to let it go. Perhaps, even as vampires are seeking blood for eternal life, our love could transcend our sinful nature. In that love we might find truth, and in that truth God, finding heaven as creatures of the night. I clung to faith that the forgiveness of Jesus Christ knew no bounds, that it wasn't our blood that led to eternal life, but the blood he shed on the cross, forgiving the sins of the world. I had to hope his blood could save two married vampires, selflessly in love. The bank loomed, its music a siren's call from a stormy shore. Its iron doors stood open, shadows whispering darker delights. The crimson neon sign reading "The Bank" beckoned me back to its stucco hall, its Gothic scene, its seductive dress, its soul-stirring music. Susie and the Banshees' Cities in Dust played, a relentless hymn. My hunger was a scream I could not deny. My bride's eyes held mine, a beacon of selfless love, eternal, divine. Then it struck me. How could I feel so in love with her, having just met tonight? Yet I felt it a magnetic pull, our destinies intertwined. She ancient and old, and I a mere 25, an infant beside her centuries, perhaps a millennium. I couldn't drive myself mad pondering it. Was it the devil's work? No, for the devil not conceive a love born in such debasement. Only a divine architect could craft a love to ascend to the kingdom of heaven. I planted my faith there, regardless of what I had become. Honey, I called, I love this song. May I have this dance? She laughed playfully. Of course, I'll let you lead this time. Thank you, my love, I said. We moved together in a tight, loving embrace, no bystanders suspecting what we were, two creatures of the night, reveling in the lights, the bustling nightlife, and the endless entertainment of New York City's legendary streets. By John Zerga, Jr., the Headless Prophet.